and started once again. Turning this off. Okay. The Song of the Reed, Masnavi Stories. Listen to this reed's flute as it tells its tales, complaining of separateness as it wails. Since they cut my stalk away from the reed bed, my outcry has made man and woman lament. I seek a breast that is torn to shreds by loss, so that I may explicate the pain of want. Everyone who's far from his own origin will be united with it once again. I cried out in the company of all. I joined with those of sad and happy state. Everyone supposed that he was my close friend. No one tried to find my secrets hid within. My secrets is not far from my cry, but the light to see is not in ear or eye. Spirits not high hid from flesh, nor flesh from spirit, but no one's is granted leave to see the spirit. It's not wind, it's fire, this reed stalk's wailing song. Anyone who doesn't have this fire won't live on. What has struck the reed stalk is the fire of love that has struck the wine is deep passion of love. Anyone who lost a friend, the reeds within him. Its wails tear apart the veils that keep us in. Who has seen a poison and cure like the reed? Who has seen a lover or mate like the reed? The reed tells of the path full of blood. The reed tells tales of madman's Majnun's love. Only to those without sense is such sense known, yet the tongue has no customer but the ear. In our grief our days have passed by suddenly, searing pangs have kept our lives stay company. Though days pass by, say go, there's naught to fear. You but stay, you will, unlike all else, are pure. Its waters sates all but the fish of the sea. Without daily bread the days go by slowly. The state of the cooked can be grasped by the raw. So the less talk, the better. Farewell for now. Right. So a cry to end separation, basically, and a hymn to God, and a view at the prevailing ignorance of God. So the reed, as I got like in the message from Darius, is indicating Rumi, thus me, we are mystics. So the world is me, Rumi is me, you are me, so I'm you. Or the whole of mankind, this is what he is referring to in general, describes as who is devastated from being separated from its original states. Cut in the very beginning, cut my stalk away from its reed bed. The fire is indicative of Rumi's love and passion, the passion that allows to exist and desire the servitude towards God. Right, it's like coming after he also has all the despair. So this pair is like he's cut off the reed's bed, and the woman, the outcry, lament, and he's getting now all what life is about. But already going for the unification, which is going to happen again in the third paragraph, fourth paragraph. Everyone who is far from its origin will be united with it once again, and then this loneliness cried for company, but there was no one in a happy state, and then they came, these people, with and say, hey, I'm a friend, but nobody give a shit. So it's like all this, what is guiding to God is coming first. So spirit's not hid from flesh. And now he's going to the awareness part. So since nobody will listen, my inner secret is not far from my cry. That's Eckhart. So you call it in German Hauch. So the cry is from the heart. So your loneliness, you're crying it out. You're really going for all this cry for how can it be like this? Because you still look outside, and then you're going back and you see, oh wow, it's not my actual eyes. It's the inner eye. It's not the. It is the breath within, it's the subtleness, it's the humbleness, it's far more. Spirit's not hid from flesh, nor flesh from spirit. It's same. Still, it is like in my inner secret is not far from my cry, but the light to see is not in ear or eye. So it's the more senses, it's the dimensions of, like, I see patterns, I feel connectedness, I am able to dwell in the moment, and silver lining I just learned yesterday from Ike. So in a talk about how the world is like also in the deep need for love and mysticism, because the Hunger Games are maybe about to start, as you say. So we can still stop it because we are the many, and the ones who are having us locked up for a virus, you would say, is not even a virus, but just a scam. This is the freedom of our heart and our love is attacked in the most vicious way by taking everything from us, which we are, humans. So our heart is connected, and the children are not allowed to play with one another in the kindergarten. So this is like the loudest cry ever. I can remember in man history, like, okay, there was the Black Death and there was the Nazi regime, but I was not alive in this, how did I call it, in this perspective of eternal conscious. So I'm taking at the moment one perspective of my eternal conscious, which is a very beautiful, not saying God perspective on how to say what we are. We are just that. So next time I'll be you and having your perspectives. This time I'm here and doing this video. So what is God? Not the wind. It's not. It is the fire. The fire. To burn it all away. And the reed stalk's wailing song. Anyone who doesn't have this fire won't live. It's also what he said yesterday. Like, I'm just publishing this today, maybe, to just give you all my credits. You're so alive. I love that. 30 years of being that alive. I really have to get some more of your materials. It's very, very impressive yesterday. So, back to Rumi, and taking him into today. What has struck the reed stalk is the fire of love. The wine of deep passion of love. And now it comes. This is why this is the moment. Anyone who lost a friend, the reed with him, it wails, tear apart the veils that keep us in. So it's the pain that make you understand. So it's this outside world which is like enough everybody we know is lying. So the press is lying, the politics are lying, politicians are lying, the hospitals are lying, the pharma industries are lying. Please call someone you know in a hospital, in the police, in politics, and ask them what the fuck they are doing. Please, it's like, yeah. Amazing, like how mankind is now like climaxing on this. We're just denying the basic principles of mankind, and very good. It's not, but God is there. So this time, this is ending. We are going to not what He's ending with. So it's now in the second half of the poem, he is going for waking the love through the compassion, not really the love he calls it, and putting in the darkness, and through the darkness always come the light. So also the madman and the path of blood and all that, and grief today suddenly staring pangs, and then he's having like this human being again in his hands. Like the grief of our days have passed by suddenly, zhoops, all gone. Staring pangs have kept our lives' days company, miserable. Though days pass by, say go, there's naught to fear. So we will not go there, and the fearlessness is really what is now making us like the worst opponents ever for what's happening around us. If you go all the way, which I really invite to, because this is beautiful, to go beyond the fear. This is what Aquatius is offering now. We're doing a very non-violent, because this is what it's about. You follow your strive, so you don't push yourself to do nothing, which is your mind, your conditioning. We want to not push, but get you like that. God is coming your way and getting you to create freely, finally, again. If you ever did after birth. Birth is painful. So Earth is painful in itself. So the conditioning of the system is one thing. The other thing is the experience of being a human. So the mystic awakening is taking out all the pains that you experienced. And this is the Christ conscious, because you are the Word. You're taking one step and then the next step, always taking something out. First, it's like just your boss, which is in the now, and then you go a little bit further back in history, and you arrive somewhere in university and with your ex-girlfriend, and then you arrive, like, if you want to have a shortcut, you just go to your family first and to your birth, because like there's so much pain, you get just transferred without them wanting this, so don't blame anyone, but just see it. And don't say, it's so dangerous. Yes, this is what they told you. And this is really the system afterwards. So we could heal anyone after birth if we would just give them pure love. No problem at all. This is a beautiful place called paradise. I lived in Sri Lanka for a year, and now I'm in India. And it's like, wow, amazing. Also the fear that it was in the West. I'm 45, so I've been like with these stories about these dangerous places forever. Big topics. That's it, actually. So days pass by, you go, it's water sates all but the fish of the sea. Without daily bread, the days go by slowly. State of the cooked can't be grasped by the raw, so the less talked about. And then he slows down. So you don't need nothing in the end. So you come from the fast days to those days which never end, because you are just happy in the now, and there's no thoughts bringing you to the past or to the future. So you have 100% capacity to do a video, scratch your head, and listen to the birds singing outside, and being in love with life and God and you guys, and looking forward to the collaboration with you, Dariusz, and maybe just for why there's so much about Sufism that I love. In the very center is this idea of one God, and represented by love only, energy-wise. And for this is amazing about Sufism in its form that is me. It is integrating everything. So you bring any god, it's the same we create for equations now. Any god is welcome, even the dark ones, because we have to understand them because they're inside us. Oneness. So any fear you are creating, no need for protection in the end, because you're protecting yourself from yourself. So what is there really? Where is the sense in this? There is no sense. The conditioning has been like strong and proper. Jung is saying the archetypes have been there before us. I don't know about this. I really admire his works. For this, maybe. But as there was no time in the first place, it doesn't really matter. They're in the now. And also, if I publish this, really, I do, I think. If you see this, we are currently having this program running, and just get in touch. We want to connect on meditations. At the moment, I'm conducting with a friend here in Varanasi a healing program. We initiated yesterday in the classic Reiki lineage way, but adding also other informations in the course. But it's like we got an open program, so you come and bring your qualities into our network, which is integrating, non-separating, and in the hard wish to understand, because it's my universe and your universe, and we are trying to understand. So we're also setting up a library for wisdom, so experience knowledge. What is this knowledge meaning to the one who's sharing? So we're going for an esoteric, exogenic view. So every piece of science which is coming from the proper science, which is exogenic, so we have to prove it without being there, although it doesn't work. So the quantum physics, we know it doesn't work, that this will work, because if we are there, it's changing, and the quantums are behaving like in accordance to us, because we are like disturbing. Anyways, so we still the guy bringing something in, so me, for instance, this post will refer to the story which it has, the meaning that it has, which I did in this video, the connection with Dariusz and the Equations Heart Project, the Rumi connection, my connection to Sufism, and I could talk for hours, but I will not now. I will talk for years later. Get in touch. So we're looking for people to do love meditations with us. Look for people who are on the awakening path to just cross, to get our skills together, and use the energies which are around these days to just make it happen. Whatever it will be, but as the energies are, the divine is on our side, and this is also a message in oneness. If many people perceive this, this might be true, and this talking of those I've been surrounded with for years, who are designing a future where everything is going to be ending anyways. Although they got children and they're just talking in a way that this is completely muted. So there's like, you are still in a bubble, and this bubble is at the moment opening up. So people see their children, and that it is not cool to say the world is ending, and we are at the same time having children, which we have to look at. Especially to all the people who are in touch with the comedy which is played out there. It's a very, very dark comedy that many people know about, happening in connection with the G5 being dangerous, causing illnesses everywhere, and it's researched on and but rolled out privately. So we as the people of this earth have nothing to do with it. It's commercially interesting for private people, so it's rolled out now. Although it's really lethal in many respects. The cellular heat is increased, so psychic problems are going to occur, and it's like giving you different topic, but it's like G5 and Corona is like nobody isolated, as I learned. The virus, so the vaccine, which is supposed to be the solution to everything, which is surprisingly will be too fast ready, will not fix anything because there is nothing. So it has something else inside, which we will talk about another time. It has nothing to do with Rumi, but it's evil of mankind. So to think of something like that to make us, in the end, lose mankind. Wow! If anyone of this, wow! Please stop this. We want to live as people in connectedness, and this is what life is about. If we want to start life, as Rumi say, the fire has to burn, and this is the time. Second World War was coming. This is the third one, so everything's there already. Press is censored. In UK, there was like the talk yesterday. In the UK, the press is censored, so the press is speaking stuff which is completely senseless. Conspiracies everywhere, and it is, I stop.